Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to update you all today on some funds that were pointed out by a few participants in yesterday's live stream. One that particularly caught my eye, the dividend of MAXI, ticker symbol MAXI. And I've had several requests to cover this one, so I will today. And as bonus, I'm also going to cover the BCHG and LTCN. Just in full disclosure, so I tried to enter some positions in two of these today, and these are considered over-the-counter orders. So you can only set a limit order for them. You can't do a market order. So I had to set a limit order and guess the price I wanted. So I picked a price close to where it was, give or take 1 cent. Both of them filled, but I'll show you all why I think these are good. And why I think, especially for the year 2024, why I think these are good plays. So let's start out by going to Yahoo Finance. And yeah, we still have, so we got Damon Rydell on. You were actually the one that mentioned these funds yesterday. And I looked at them all, and I think I want in all of them. I got in two so far because they're cheap, but the other one's like 20 bucks. But I have an account at Fidelity. We're still dealing with the Schwab issues. 3 days in, my money's still not available to invest in Yield Max, which is just insane. I can't believe it's going to actually take the full 4 days. I knew an ACH clearing process can take up to 3 days, but 4 days is just insane. Anyway, enough on that. Let's go to Yahoo and I'll share the charts on these funds. And I'll give my take on what I think these are going to do for this year. So 260% seems insane for a dividend, right? So this is Maxi, ticker symbol MAXI, and I'll do the math for you all to show you all just exactly how we arrived at that number. So right now we're trading at $20.88 in this fund. This is the Simplified Bitcoin Strategy Plus Income ETF. This one's been around since 2022, so it's almost doubled in value since it started, or as we say, since inception. 52-week range is 1104 at the low point, 2510 at the high point. So the 52-week range has it within a $14 and change range, 1406 to be exact. So from the low point of 1104, it's recovered like 127% of its value, and it's at 2888 right now. So what we're going to see on the chart, if we go to maximum here, we're going to see it's had several run-ups and pullbacks, but the pullbacks aren't as bad. They're not proportionate to the run-ups. So we've been seeing a consistent trend upward. We were as high as 2466 December 5th before the last dividend. So the way we arrived at the 260% is that the last dividend that it paid was like $4.18, which is just insane. Because we were only getting like 15 cents per month before. And I know some of you in the comments had talked about this before, but the 15 cents per month didn't really draw my attention because that was on average like a 8% per year annualized. And these have paid dividends ever since the fund went public. So last October, November, December, we got dividends. We got 44 cents in December. Now, here's something I just noticed here, just looking at this. The dividend that we got in December is probably not going to sustain because if we look at last December, we had a 44-cent dividend. A lot of times with these funds, the dividend at the end of the year is like considered, whether they call it this or not, is considered like a long-term capital gain distribution. So I'm pretty certain that we will not have the same type of dividend. But nonetheless, the logic is correct. $4.18 times 12 is $50.16 divided by the current price of 2088. That's like at least a 250% or so annualized dividend, which is absolutely insane. How would it possibly sustain that, right? Unless there's the huge run up in Bitcoin that we expect this year because of the halving. We've been talking about that for a while. Bitcoin halves every so many years, and it's only going to have so many times until there's a completely finite number of coins out there and there's no more produced. So right now, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at $46,103. So if anybody has that sitting around the house, feel free to go buy a Bitcoin because you could double, triple, or even quadruple your money. And that always beats running up credit cards and throwing it away on booze and hookers. I'm just kidding. Can't believe I said that. Um, anyway, um, I amuse myself sometimes. So the high point for Bitcoin was 61,000, October 18th. Um, and then we dropped as low as 17,000. Wow, that would have been a great buying point, December 5th of last year. So literally a year ago, 17,104. We've ran all the way back up to 46,000. So we're close to the prior peak, actually. We've been running up really well. I actually bought a little bit of fractional Bitcoin in the Cash App the other day because I've learned that it can be purchased there. Look at Meta 371. Should have held on to those call options there too. You never know though. I made a nice gain in those. Okay. So now that we've looked at that, that was the main fund that I wanted to talk about. Let's see what we got here. Damon says they restructured future dividends should be more. Okay. Because of the restructuring, was it like a split or something? What type of restructuring was it? Anthony V, or is it Anthony the Fifth? How consistent do you think Maxi dividend will be if it jumps from around 40 cents to 15 to 417? It doesn't look too promising, but luckily, when I'm ever in doubt about anything, I'm equipped with advanced financial forecasting equipment, such as the 8 ball, which guides me in key life decisions, such as knowing exactly what a dividend will do and how it will behave, which comes in handy for sure. So, will the dividend be consistent? Let's ask. Um, and it says without a doubt. So, there you go. Take that to the bank. Bank your whole life savings on that, right? Just kidding, of course. But yeah, so Damon is saying that because of the restructuring, the dividend may be more consistent than we expect. Varden is on. He says, Coach lives. Well, I'm living right now, right? By the way, so I added the Discord link to the um, main links on my channel. And so that should be there if anybody looks. And let's see what we got here. Hongs88 says they. Who's they? Not sure the question. Anyway, if I'm not sure the question, I can't give an answer. Okay, so now let's look at the other ones, BCHG and the Litecoin one. So again, we're banking on a cryptocurrency a run up this year. Let's deviate off course here for a second and look at high tie. I scooped up some more of this. This is actually doing pretty well. And for those of you consistent followers, you know that Blake has been very high on high tie. No pun intended, of course. So I definitely scooped up a lot of these, and it's still cheap. But it's actually $1.71, hovering right around there so far. It was as high as 182. It does fluctuate a lot, but we're obviously thinking that Biden may decide to legalize marijuana this year. I anticipate, just my thought, they'll do anything to hold office, in my opinion. Um, so that would not surprise me at all if that happens. Of course, it's legal in many states as it is. It's really, I don't want to get into my opinions one way or the other on the substance itself, but I can definitely see that happening for sure. And when that happens, I think, this company definitely has a strong moat. And I think they're definitely going to um, do well. I think they're well positioned for a legalized marijuana environment. Uh, I just remembered I'm not supposed to say that word, I think, but I think we'll be okay. I did do one 420 video one time, and I wasn't able to monetize it. Oh, that's right, they're Canadian. See, so my Canadian viewers, you'll like that one, right? Let's read the company description real quick. High Tide engages in the cannabis retail business in Canada, the US, and internationally. The company operates two segments, retail and wholesale. The company operates licensed retail cannabis stores. Everybody sold yet? And provides data analytics services. It also manufactures and distributes consumption accessories. Additionally, the company offers its products under the Canna Cabana, Fastender, Grassicity, Smoke Cartel, Daily High Club, I like that name, Dank Stop, New Leaf Naturals, FAB CBD, Bless CBD. Further, it sells its products through online sales via e-commerce. The company was formerly known as High Tide Ventures, changed its name to High Tide in October 2018, was founded in 2019, headquartered in Calgary. Okay, it doesn't tell us too much, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time analyzing this here. 1,300 employees. That's not a very high count of employees. No pun intended. Revenues are growing. Then again, so were they with Smile Direct, right? Consistently for the last 3 years, trailing 12 months, we're seeing exponential growth in all of these. But what we'll notice with most small companies like this, like I like to say, expenses grow as fast as revenue, and we see that to be happening here as well. So there we go. So it's worth a shot, I would say. Not any recommendations, of course, but it's worth a shot. And after that sidetrack, let's come back to comments here. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about you, Varden. I'm going to do that one too. I told you I would. Oh, they meaning this Maxi fund. He's saying the Maxi fund. He said they're going to have a consistently higher dividend based out of Calgary. See, now you got to buy, right? Oh, he answered. They is Maxi, and they is maximizing dividends for sure, right? Maxi, that's cool. I wonder how my crypto stuff's doing. We have to look. Maybe you can come on and do a live portfolio review with the coach. What do you say? Oh, that's right. I need to live stream on Discord since all 0 of you join. Might as well, right? I know you all watch Kumair, but not me. I'm a little miffed, I have to say. Anyway, by the way, a flash sale on my coaching services. They went up to $75 at the beginning of the year, but right now we'll knock off $5, so we'll make them 70 for the next half hour. Okay, let's see. Live stream on the Discord. Okay, so we're connected for all 0 of you that typically tune in. Um, I'm always happy to talk to dead air if no one else. All right, so here we go. What's the next one again on the docket? We have queued up, drum roll, BCHG. Sounds like Bitcoin charge, like charge up our Bitcoin return. So this is Grayscale Bitcoin Cash Trust. And those of you that followed Game of Thrones know you did not want to catch Grayscale, but hopefully Grayscale is better for us in the investing world, right? Okay. Now let's see. Now this one, what really excites me about this one got as high as $55 December of 2020. We saw some volatility. We saw the price shoot way up a couple of times. And then it stayed consistently around 24.50 around 2021. And if this is $3.69, and then if this were to just get back up to 20, that would be a phenomenal gain. So we'll see what happens, but I figured it was worth a shot to scoop up some of these. Um, Capitalize off the Bitcoin run up that we're expecting. Here's related funds. Oh, there's an Ethereum one also. I didn't hear you mention anything about the Ethereum one. And here's some other ones: Stellar Lumens, Bitwise 10 Crypto, Grayscale Digital Large Cap. Huh. Digital Large Cap Fund. I wonder what those are. I may cover that in another video, but that'll be outside of the scope of this video. Anyway, okay, and then we've got Grayscale Litecoin Trust, $10.63, which is about the price of lunch these days if you're cheap. I think lunch Monday was actually exactly that price. That's funny. That's like number synchronicity. It's always cool. Okay, now this one I think is more intriguing because of this. So we started at like $58. And look, we ran as high as 369. So if we were to get from $11 to 369, that would be a phenomenal gain. If we could get back to that, that would be like life-changing wealth, depending on how much you put into it. So this has dropped off a little bit. These don't pay dividends. These are just really, I think these are like over-the-counter. Are these considered stocks? They're like over-the-counter growth stocks, I guess you could say. But I think there's definitely some upside and some promise in both of these. Now let's see what other words of wisdom you all have for me here, since it's a two-way street. I need a robot on Discord telling people when you're live. Well, why have a robot? I already have you. You're already like my Discord guy. I'm just joking a little bit, but I need somebody like with a megaphone to say, Coach is live. Some of you were doing that before. But anyway, I have the 8 ball, but not a megaphone for the channel. Okay, Grayscale have put their bit in the crypto filing. They advertise a lot. Saw it an ad in Atlanta airport. Oh, that's a busy airport. I didn't mention the others because asset under management is low. Oh, interesting. Ethan pumps Grayscale a lot. Well, we want to have him on the podcast. I think the others are good with having him on, so that would be great if we could get him on. He definitely has a huge following, and he's joined our live streams a couple of times now. So anyway, all right, you all. Thank you all for tuning in. That's about all we have today. That's going to do it. I guess I could do a quick market recap. S&P is up 14. The Dow is up 58 almost. The Nasdaq's doing really well, up 76, almost 51 point or 0.51%. The Russell is still under 2,000, 1964 and change. So anyway, that's all I have for you all today. I'll probably be back soon. I want to do actually a 401k workshop very soon, not for the algorithm, just because I want to. But anyway, yeah, we just looked at the small caps. I got into the TNA in the other account because I didn't need to wait 4 days for that to clear. That was Fidelity, by the way. Didn't have that issue there. All right, you all. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all very soon. Take care. Have a great rest of your day in the meantime.